Go out to Francis Creek Mini Mart, and I didn't realize they were going to bounce. I didn't check my account. I didn't think nothing of it. Well, instead of them calling me, they called the police, and county fucking got a hold of me and said that I'm going to be on probation. And so I went to court and I tried to fight it, but I said, hey, I got the money. I'll fucking pay them back. It's not a big deal, but they put me on 18 months probation. After I'm done with that, I'm done.
Well, stay good, man. You mind if we go
Listen, I
talk?
thought we agreed we weren't going to meet like this anymore.
But I'm only here to
Hey.
for you as a witness.
That works. I guess that works.
So
We're moving.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me at Riverfest. When are you guys
Probably-
moving?
I'm hoping for the 3rd of September.
And I know that have your phone number in our records. But
Oh,
I
just write it down. It's easier for you.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we have an accurate one. What is it again?
323
Okay.
5756.
5756. Perfect. So, what did you see that night?
Well, mine's going to be very short because I missed a lot of it. But
Sure.
we happened to be outside smoking a cigarette. It was me, Freddie, which is Gerald, and Jeremy, and Kevin comes walking by. He was drunk, and I had jokingly said to him, I said, "What's up, Kevin?" He goes, "I got a fucking piss," and I'm like, "You're right by Florence's yard. Do it right there." And I said it joking. He knew that. He goes, and he starts laughing. He goes to his house, goes to the bathroom, comes back, and we're just smoking, having fun. He had a beer. And he was explaining to us that he was getting messed with over by Patty's house. And I was like, okay. A short while later, he put the beer on the truck. The beer bottle fell. So I went in the house to find the broom. I came back, and Jeremy said Kevin was walking over to Jamie's. And I started walking over there because I knew the Indian guy had walked by with him.
How did you know that?
Jeremy and Freddie told me that Jamie had walked by and his face was all messed up.
They told you that when you came outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started coming back, but I've had a not so good history with Jamie. He's not very good with women. He has a habit of just grabbing wherever the hell he feels like it. So I won't go over there by myself. And I started to, and Jeremy's like, "Rhonda, get back here." I'm like, shit. Okay. Well, I went in the house to find the dustpan because, well, we've got kids and, you lose shit all the time. And I came out, everybody was gone. And you could hear, like, punches. You could hear it. So I ran over there. By the time I got there, Kevin was hugging Jamie, but they had said that the Indian guy and Kevin had gotten into it. I'm like, oh, I didn't see it. Because by the time I got there, it was done. But, so we were ready to leave. And we started walking, and Kevin started walking with us. The Indian guy turned around, said something. I don't remember what it was, but whatever it was, because I didn't hear it, like, completely. But it was something cocky. I remember that. And Kevin was getting the...
So you come over there, and you see Kevin hugging
Jamie, the owner of the house.
And where was the Indian?
Getting up off the ground.
In which part of the ground? Where?
They were in front of, like, kind of where that car is, just a touch more towards us.
Okay, so pretty much on the driveway right in front of the garage door, but the garage door was open. All right, so he's getting up off the ground, and who else is over there?
Freddie, Jeremy, me, the owner of the house, Jamie. Jamie and obviously Kevin too. We're actually going in the garage. Like I said, the Indian was getting up.
So he was the only one from his group?
Yeah.
With the Indian?
At that point, yes.
Okay.
So we're all getting ready to leave. We had the kids at home. So even that far away, neither one of us wanted to be there,
So when the Indian gets up off the ground, what does he do?
He starts walking. He got to probably the flagpole.
Okay.
We were standing up closer to the garage, letting them know we were walking back. He turns around. Kevin comes out by us. He turns around and says something to Kevin. And Kevin came walking back. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here. Get back to your goddamn house." Oh, what did I miss? Indian said something, so Kevin was following him, telling him, "Go, get the fuck out of here." This Patty comes out, and I know Patty through John Bierman because they used to be married, but that's all I know is her name is Patty. That's all. But Patty comes out from, like, Jim's yard. You know Jim.
Yeah, right over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she comes out from, like, his yard, and starts screaming at Kevin. She was screaming so bad you couldn't even comprehend what she was saying. There was a lot of alcohol involved, obviously. They got down to the house, not next to Jim, the one next to that house, which is Amanda Phillips' old house.
Okay.
And I don't exactly know how it started. The next thing I know, Indians on the ground. Kevin's was hitting him, and Patty was hitting Kevin. And Kevin had said, what I heard Kevin say was, I don't hate women. Don't be the first one, because she was hitting him like in the head and the shoulder. They got up. The Indian got up again, started walking. Kevin stood there. The Indian stopped. Once the Indian stopped, Kevin started walking towards him again, and said, "Keep going."
How far apart were they at that point?
Probably the house next to where the fight happened, like the end of the house towards the fence of the next house.
So they were a few houses away from each other when Kevin started walking at him again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I was sober that night. I was the only one not drinking, so yeah.
Was Jeremy drinking? Jeremy was drinking that night?
I think so. I know Freddie was. I think he had a beer. But I know that I was not drinking because I've got really bad stomach issues and I didn't take anything for the pain, so I wasn't drinking that night. Was he drinking? No, maybe he wasn't. I think he had a beer, but he didn't finish it because it was nasty. We got some imported beer, and it was really, really bad.
So they're a couple houses away from each other,
and then the Indian stopped again, kind of turned, and Kevin, because Kevin was watching him walk to make sure that he was actually going. And then he stopped again. Kevin went after him. Freddie tried to stop him. He said, "Just let him go. Just let him go." He said something, and we couldn't really hear because we were over by my mailbox from that point. So we started kind of walking that way. And Freddie said my options were either I was going to punch Kevin to stop him, or I was going to let him go. He goes, I wasn't going to hit him, so I let him go. Next thing you know, there's cops all over the place.
Okay. So I'm going to back up. So as the Indian and Patty start to walk down the street, how far do they get before he stops?
Probably like the end of Amanda's, that house where it happened next to the one next to Jim.
Yeah.
Probably like the next house.
Okay.
Over the end of the house, like by the fence of the corner house.
All right. And where's Kevin? He's on your property?
Nope, Kevin was still standing in front of where the fight happened by Amanda there. He was still standing there, like this, watching him walk, making sure he was. I mean,
before the fight here.
Oh, before the fight here.
Yeah, before the fight here.
Patty came out from Jim's yard.
Okay.
Started yelling at Kevin.
What
they all
was
started walking.
What was Kevin
ignoring
saying?
her completely.
Okay.
Completely ignoring her. Like she didn't even. He was just focused on whatever. Like I said, I missed chunks, like huge chunks. I just am telling you what I saw and what I remember from hearing. And like I told the county cops, I didn't see enough to even fill out a statement. So I wrote out Freddie's for him, and he orally told me, and then I wrote it down, and then we both signed it. But
All right.
yeah, it was all in a matter of like probably 2 minutes from Jamie's house to
So how
there.
did they go from fighting? How did they go from not fighting to fighting? How does that?
From what I understand, and I didn't hear
just from
anything.
what you saw. I just want to know what you saw.
The Indian said something, and I mean we didn't hear it, but you could hear something being said. At least that's what I didn't hear it. I don't know if Jeremy did or not. We didn't really talk about it, but he said something, and I don't know who swung first because I don't remember honestly, but I know that Kevin was pretty much kicking his ass once Kevin got his hands on him. He was on the ground.
So they were close together, or did they have to close some distance?
Close together. They were probably. I don't want to go that far because I'm lazy. That let's say, not this fence, like the pole here, the one right next to it, the second to last one.
Okay.
From where you are to there, that's how far they were.
Okay.
And
So
then-
that's a pretty good distance, though.
Yeah,
So
because like I said, Kevin was trying to get him to get back to the party and to leave this whole street. He didn't want him here.
so who closed that distance before they started fighting?
I think they both did.
Okay.
I think it was a coming at each other kind of thing.
All right.
And this is totally on memory, whatever. I remember the Indians saying something. I don't remember who swung because I know they were both. It happened so fast. Like, we didn't think anything else was going to happen. Otherwise, we would have kept following. But we stopped at our house. We had the kids there. We didn't think anything was going on. And then the next thing you know, shit's going down again. So, I don't know. But, like I said, Kevin got fucked with over there. And then when Jamie came back all bloody and bruised, and, I mean, Jamie looked like he got his ass handed to him. And I think Kevin was going over there to check on him because he did look so bad. And the next thing you know, the ambulance is carting him off, and the cops are here till 5 in the morning, and we're out with the cops, and I'm about as helpful to them as I was to you because like I said, I wasn't here for the initial.
Yeah, but every little piece helps. Is we're trying to put all this together, even if you didn't see everything. What you see, as long as you're just telling me what you saw, what you heard, what you know, everything is helpful.
Because like I said, I was in the house first for the broom and then the dustpan, and then like I said, when I got back from the dustpan, everybody was gone. So, and my initial reaction was, and I was running down the road going, Jeremy! Because you could hear, like, even
so
when I walked outside.
where did you last see everyone?
The last I saw, Kevin was going around the block. And that's the very last thing I saw.
And where was Freddie?
Freddie was
Gerald?
walking back towards us because he tried to stop Kevin and he couldn't.
So where?
Or he wouldn't.
All right. So Freddie or Kevin went around the block. How far ahead was Patty and the Indian guy?
It was dark. I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't think they were too far ahead.
But you just saw him following after him. Right. And what was Kevin saying during that time?
I didn't hear anything. Like I said, I didn't even go to that part of the street. We started walking there, and when Freddie stopped Kevin, they were probably by a little bit before that fence on the corner there. They were probably more where the light is shining over there.
Yeah.
We didn't go that far.
Okay. And what did you hear? What Patty and the Indian guy were saying? Were you able to understand what they were saying? Okay.
Nope.
Anything else you can think of that's useful for me? All right.
Like I said, I don't have much. I mean, I have enough, but I don't have much.
All right.
So.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. Appreciate it. And if you could get that phone number to Gerald and have him call me, I'd like to. You were going to message him?
Yeah, I
and
can do
tell
that on
him to,
Facebook. I'll do that tonight.
Yeah, you can tell him to
He
call
does
me.
go on Facebook once in a while, so probably he goes every day. So he doesn't have a vehicle right now, but if he calls, is that enough?
Yeah.
Because he's probably in Manitowoc by his
Yeah,
daughter.
I'll either talk to him on the phone or I'll actually drive to go talk to him.
Okay.
One of those
All
two.
right.
But if he can call me, and then we're kind of hit and miss sometimes because we don't have a 24-hour agency. So if he calls and I miss it, if
You'll
he
call
can,
him back.
yeah. Well, if he leaves me a number to call him on, so tell him to
Do you
give me a
have
way
his
to
number?
get a hold of him. I don't know if I have the
like
information at the sheriff's office.
It's like
had.
629-6209 or something like that. It's something like that, but
All right.
yeah.
Well, just tell
he
him
doesn't
to
answer
give
very
it to
often.
me on his
Yep.
voicemail too. Then if I miss his call.
All right. When I go in the house, I will message him right away.
All right. Thank you.
So absolutely. Have a good night.
You too.